Welcome. You know what day it is. Thursday, 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're right.
Set your watches.
You're right.
Opposite Saxes. Glad you could join us.
Glad to have you with us. Shout out to Christine Dean, who is our producer and is actually a sponsor of this show, and we don't mention her often
No,
enough.
we don't.
But Christine, which and you can also take advantage of what she has to offer. You can reach out to uh, uh,
.com.
networkingdiva.com. Very, very simple. thenetworkingdiva.com. Christine Dean. She knows everything there is to know about setting up podcasts,
Everything.
setting up websites, including your presence on social media, and all. And she has done a world of good for us, and she can do the same thing for you, and at very, very affordable costs. Reach out to her and all, and just say, hey, I want you to do for me what you do for the Saxes.
Love you, Christine.
Yep. Thank you very, very much
Thank you
for
for
what you
everything
do.
so much.
We were talking about shopping because I, going back several years, I said, no, 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 no. I want to go to the store to do my shopping. I'm not going to go online. That's not fair. Well, now I do most of my shopping online. Uh, for instance, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense to drive all the way over to a grocery store or a big box store to get 24 rolls of toilet paper when you can go online to Amazon or Costco or Walmart or any of them, order it, click it, within a day it's sitting on your front step instead of you having to lift it up and take it.
However,
However,
this is where we differ.
opposite sexes.
Let's say we're talking about toilet paper or paper towels. When you go online, there is that company, and there are so many different types of paper towels, or I would say toilet paper. Um, it can be firm, thick, soft, whatever. And you
True.
go and you click on what you think you've bought, and then it comes to your house, but it's not that thick roll that you bought last time. And if you go to the store and you look at all of them and you see them, hopefully they have all the different types and styles, then you pick out what you want and you've got what you want. Sometimes we get things and we end up just settling because we think, oh, I'm not going to bother sending it back. It is what it is. I'll remember next time. And then you don't, and you
How
forget next time.
I know, however, if you are used to using Charmin, either extra soft or extra strong or whatever, then that's your go-to tissue paper.
That's what I'm
And you
saying.
go online and you find that. What I would say in answer to what you just said, if what you get at the grocery store is in a package that says 30, 10 rolls equals 30 rolls, and that's the one you like, take a picture of that on your phone. Then when you go online to order it, you order the exact same packaging. I do agree. And Charmin is a good example. And if you go on to one of the buying sites, you will find 30 different ways to buy Charmin toilet
But
paper.
you don't do that. You don't go, when you go online and you go to order that, you don't go back to your previous order.
Well, sometimes
Yes.
it will, and it'll say you previously ordered this, and then it says buy again. You click on it, and it
Well,
and
I would
and it does it.
appreciate it if you did that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, and again, if 12 rolls equals 48 rolls, or 18 rolls equals 90 rolls, well, it's still the same toilet paper.
Ah, not
But
so
I
sure.
take it a step further. I always look at that little in parenthesis. It usually says 12 cents per, you know, amount. Like 12,
Who does
like,
that?
well, sometimes when you're buying liquids, like
Woolite.
detergents
Woolite.
or something, yes. The 24 ounce size is maybe 12 cents per ounce. if you go up and you buy the 64-ounce size and now it says 9 cents per ounce, that to me means you're getting more for your money if you buy the larger amount. Now, the other side of the coin is if you need ketchup, you don't need to go and buy the gallon size ketchup just because it costs less per ounce because you ain't going to ever use that much ketchup and it's going to take up,
Maybe you will.
well, I used a gallon size ketchup. You really only use it a bottle at a time. But one of the points of buying online and all has resulted because and I use the example of Bed Bath and Beyond. I used to love to go to Bed Bath and Beyond and
Yes,
just
you
go
did.
up and down the aisles and look at the kitchen goods and then the
Yes, you
bath
did.
goods and that.
I could have left you in that store all day.
Yes, problem was that Bed Bath and Beyond, like most other retailers, had an online presence. And people would go online and they would order the stuff online. That meant that there were less bodies going through the brick and mortar front door. And little by little, they ended up closing
Well,
all of their brick and
I
mortar.
think Amazon had
And you
something
can
to do with it.
still go online and buy what things that you previously liked at Bed Bath and Beyond from Bed Bath and Beyond.
I think the other stores had something to do with it as well.
Well, of course, but that's called competition. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
that's
I'm
why if
saying that's
you,
one of the things, like the little mom and pop stores. That's one of the things that
well, that's driving them
took
out of business
took us
too.
away.
But if you were to just Google an item that you want, let's say I'm looking for a K-cup coffee maker.
Yeah.
Okay, I put in K-Cup coffee maker. It will tell me all of the stores that carry K-Cup coffee makers, Keurig and Cuisinart and this brand and that brand and everything. And you narrow it down and do it that way. But if, for instance, I say I want to get a Keurig K-Cup coffee maker, again, if you Google that, it will show you prices from Kmart, Amazon, Etsy, if Etsy has them. But every source that
AC doesn't
sells
have them.
a K cup coffee maker. And then sometimes people will buy from the source that's the cheapest because if it's that's the K cup coffee maker I want, they want to try and get it at the cheapest price. However, sometimes it may be a second or third hand source,
Well,
and you may get something that was repackaged or was used, and you don't know. So those are the things you have to take into consideration. But we have been, as a society, drawn to either buying from a catalog you receive in the mail or going online in an online catalog or an online store.
because you don't have any choice.
But well, you're right. You don't really have the option to go to that brick and mortar store like buying clothing online. I really have a hard time because very often if it doesn't fit, you got to package it up and send it back, which is an inconvenience. But you really like to kind of go to the store and try the goods on. But if you go to a store, let's say it's the Gap,
Mhm.
and you like the jeans, the Gap. You go to the
Yep,
Gap and you
I
try
have.
on 4 or 5 different kinds of jeans.
And
You
have.
find the brand that you like.
Yep.
Now, you want another pair of jeans? You're going to go back to the Gap store to get them. You may go online and say, I got the Gap item number such and such, and they've got it in 6 colors. And you say, I'm going to buy it in 3, place the order. So now you did not take your physical body and go to the Gap
You're right,
store.
because I that's happened to me. And I have wanted the same pair of jeans that I wear, and
Mhm.
thankfully they had them. They do manufacture them still, but they don't have them in the stores anymore. So I went all the way to the store and
Yeah,
only to find out that
that
I
they have
should
it
do it from the
online.
computer and go online. But
And
I can't tell online because sometimes they change a number or something in the style.
then
It's
6 months later, you get a notice that says this store is closing.
it is so frustrating, and Well, I'm going to pull a Brandon and I'm going to vent a little bit. But because I sit next to you, we each have a computer
Mhm.
and we're next to each other on our computers. And there are many, many times I am on the computer looking, praying, hoping that I find what I'm looking for. And while I'm looking and praying,
I hear you say, "Oh no."
oh,
Yeah.
or 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 whatever spews out of my mouth because I get so frustrated and angry. So this time I have been looking, what did I tell you, for a white sweater.
Oh yeah.
A white sweater for 2 years, maybe. Maybe
A
three.
longer body
But
sweater.
like one that goes to the hip.
Yeah.
Because I have one that I have in black.
That you got from
The catalog
a
from
source.
a source, a company that puts out their catalogs. They don't have stores. And I lucked out. I have no idea how a few years ago, and I got this black sweater and it fits beautifully. Love it, dress it up, dress it down, whatever. And I'm looking for white, and they hadn't had white. And sure enough, it said fly away sweater, which is exactly what my other one said. And they had it in an off-white. I don't care. I don't care if it's off-white. I don't care if it's beige. I'm taking
It's
it.
not black.
Right. And I didn't need blue or rose or whatever. So I order it. And lo and behold, it comes finally 2 weeks later. My sweater. And I'm so excited. And I go to try it on, and guess what?
It doesn't fit.
It's not a flyaway sweater. It is
Oh.
not. You know how one of the lines when you return something, not as described
Yeah.
in the online.
A reason for return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I put. I would have liked to have put a few other lines, but I didn't. And it was not flyaway. It was very straight, very clingy, not at all like my black one. And had the same number as the black one.
Right. I've done that too.
And I
But
get so mad because they think they got me and I'm not going to bother returning it. It was $54. $54, cheap for a sweater.
yeah.
However, I go to return it and I know that I'm going to have to pay. I didn't have to pay to ship it back, but they're going to deduct shipping off of my return, which they did. But not only did they also charge me, which I knew going into this, because I saw the breakdown of what they were charging me. They charged me the shipping, the tax, and a surcharge on the shipping.
A restocking fee too?
They don't say restocking fee. They say a surcharge. Now they'd be better off, and the surcharge was much, $2 or $3. But in the end, I lost at least $25
On the purchase.
on
Well,
the purchase because
but
they
you didn't
charged me
read
all
all the
that
fine
stuff.
print going in saying what the return policy was and where you're going to get it. That's why some people will only buy from a source that has free shipping and free returns.
Well, they did have
And
free
even if
shipping.
it does say free returns,
Right.
you better check the fine print to make sure it's a free
I knew
return,
that.
but there are some deductions as far
And
as
there
your
were.
credit.
And I knew that, but yet I didn't bother to add them up because it didn't seem to be that much. But they'd be better off
No,
charging more, including all the shipping and the little surcharges.
Yeah.
Charge me $65 or $70 for the sweater, and don't take that away when I return it. And I told her, and the woman could care less who I'm talking to on the other end of the
Oh, yeah.
phone when I called to ask. And I said, well, you lost a customer because I'm done. I don't need this. Unless I know it is the exact same thing, which I thought it was in this case. It wasn't. But now I go to buy 4 chairs. I want 4 chairs to replace our kitchen set. How hard is it to buy 4 black chairs with high backs? Well, it's very hard because when you go into the stores, Nobody has a stock on anything. They might show two or
Go
three
online.
chairs to
Yeah.
go with the table, but most of it is online because I went to the few furniture stores. I would say 6 furniture stores I go to. The one had a lot of chairs. I thought, I got this one. They got my chairs. They had 25 chairs, all sitting in a row. Unfortunately, one only came in purple. Purple. One came in orange. One came in tan. I needed black. How difficult is black? Got no black, ma'am. Sorry.
But you go over to the
And I
paint
said,
department and buy some
I
paint
suppose
them.
I could, but I'm not going to spend all that money per chair. So I said to him, well, I could probably buy this chair online, right? In black? Oh, no, we're sold out. We don't have anything in black online. You have nothing? Nothing. Nothing, nada, nothing. I can't find a black chair.
You're probably going to get some responses to this show.
Does anybody
And
know where I can find a high back black chair for my
it's
kitchen?
like a library chair. It's a,
They're forcing you
isn't it,
to buy the table and chairs as a unit
rather than chairs
rather
separate.
than just the chairs. A lot of places sell the chairs, but do they have 4 of the same? And are they in the color that you want?
Dilemma. What a dilemma. And yet there is probably some mom and pop furniture store someplace that's got all kinds of really nice looking black chairs, and they're sitting there opening their doors and closing their
They
doors
do.
every day because they didn't
They
advertise,
do.
but
But they
and you
don't,
can find them.
they're not here in Texas.
Right. Yeah.
I know that I could probably find it in Florida or Chicago, but they're not in Texas. And shopping has just become very difficult. And I hear it from my friends that have the same problem. They can't find a pair of pants, they can't find a top. A guy, he buys the same shirt in 12 colors all the time and the same pair of pants, and they're fine.
See,
But the
but
women can't.
those were the days where you went to Sears or you went to Woolworths or you went to
Woolworths, no.
J.C. Penney,
Yeah.
and back in our day to Marshall Fields or Carson Peary Scott, and you found everything you needed. But technology drove all of that
I know.
out of business to the point where now, and the younger generation is thrilled. They don't care about going to the mall. They don't care about going to a store. Buy everything online. They got Amazon trucks and FedEx trucks and UPS trucks
Yeah.
pulling up in front of the house all day
Well,
long,
Amazon
dropping stuff
is
off.
much easier to deal with. It really is. But
Yeah,
unfortunately,
but
now I need towels. I've given up on the chairs. I've given up on the white sweater, but now we need towels.
and Bed Bath and Beyond closed all their stores.
Yeah, and I love Bed Bath and Beyond for that. But no, I could probably get them through Bed Bath and Beyond, but I found my towels at a certain store. Love our towels. You like the towels.
Yep.
But now I need another set because guess what?
They
The
don't.
set that they sold me, 2 of the towels that they sold me online, they came with defects in them. But I really needed a towel, so I kept the towels. And now, instead of buying them online, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to their store and I'm going to hand pick and look at every friggin' towel
Yep.
to make sure that there are no runs and snags in my towels.
And they're going to say to you, "Oh, ma'am, we've discontinued
That color.
that towel, that source."
No, I don't
Or
think they
only
have.
only
The
in the
color.
store. You can still get it online.
And that's going to be the death of me. I'm like, if she says that to me, I think I'm just going to sit and cry.
Wasn't this an exciting experience? And you go through this every day.
Not
too.
every day, every
Well.
other day, maybe. But I can't be the only one. I
I'm
cannot be.
I'm sure
I'm
there's
sure there are
probably
other people that are frustrated, or
a
maybe
lot of
this
people who are
is
watching this show right now, nodding their heads, saying, "I know, I feel your pain. I know exactly what you're saying."
ridiculous. And I can't find these towels at Amazon, otherwise I would. What have we come to?
Yeah. We'll just have to go back to ordering paper towels. Use them once and throw them away.
On our bodies?
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody
Have all
maybe
those little
develop
white
one.
things all over your body.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my sad story.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys can relate.
They probably do. So
And I'm sorry if you
go out, make
don't.
it a good one. Come back and see us again next week. Okay?
Okay. See
If
y'all.
we're still here, if the doors are still open.
See y'all.
Bye.